Hey everyone, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and or a Happy Holiday, whichever one you guys prefer. Today I'm here to do a Black Ops 6 Easter egg guide for Liberty Falls. Maybe you guys have seen one of these before and didn't understand it, or maybe you're just here to show support. Either way, I appreciate that you're here, so let's dive right into it. Before we actually hop into a match, we're going to need to pick a starting loadout. You can bring in whatever weapon you guys want, but you guys are at some point going to want to make sure you have a zombie loadout for your GS45 pistols. They are very good. I'm actually going to flash on screen my loadout that I use with them, that I always use to get this Easter egg done, and it makes it a breeze. So after you guys have made your GS45 loadout, you're going to want to equip Aether Shroud or Healing Aura, but Aether Shroud is usually the safe bet to go with, as it will help you in a step in the Easter egg. We don't need any Gobblegums. If you guys want to bring Gobblegums in, it can make it a lot easier, especially if you're a little low on salvage. But if not, you don't need to bring any in. I'm not going to personally be using any this game. This is just what I have equipped. For your tactical, you're going to want to bring in a decoy, as you can use this to help you with one of the Easter egg steps. As for your lethal, you can bring in whatever you want. I personally brought in an impact grenade because there is an Easter egg, a side Easter egg that you can do. You get a free green ether tool, which will also help you a little bit on salvage in the early game. Once you load into the match, you're going to want to go toward the motel room, which you see right here I am doing. As you go up there, a ton of zombies are going to pile out. You're going to need to come up here later for the Easter egg to build the Wonder Weapon. So you're just going to take out all these guys, and then you're just going to sit and spawn, build up as much points as you need until you can open up the pack punch. Once you make it toward the church, and it's about to be round 5 on my game, but it might be earlier or later on yours, at the top of this church, if you hold your impact grenade and throw it up top, it's going to blow up a zombie head that's sitting up there, and then a whole bunch of zombies are going to start falling. They're going to be able to give you salvage, a couple of spare points, anything that you might need. And there's also going to be a green ether tool that spawns depending on what round you're on. It could be a blue ether tool if you're high enough in the rounds. After picking up your green ether tool, you can head into the church where Packed Punch is, and there's going to be a machine to the right of the room. If you hold your interact button, X if you're on Xbox, or square if you're on PlayStation, and it's going to start a little dialogue. All the zombies will leave you alone, and just wait for that dialogue to be finished. Once the dialogue is finished, you can go and hold square or X on the machine again, and he is going to say that he has patched into your signal. When he says that, you're good to go. Start the next step. Our next step is going to be building the Wonder Weapon. So to build the Wonder Weapon, you're going to need a total of 3 parts. Part 1 can be found in this graveyard. A specific zombie is going to spawn. His name is the Groundskeeper. He is a special zombie that will not try to attack you, and that's how you know that he is the zombie you need. He also has a unique name above him if you look at his name. He will not attack you, and the second you kill him, he will drop a key, and you need that key to open the shed to get one of the Wonder Weapon parts. Once you've acquired the key from the Groundskeeper, you can follow the steps that I do here, make a left, go down this alley, and then there's going to be a shed at the end. If you hold your interact button, it will unlock it, and you can grab one of the parts for the jet gun. The next part that we are going to get is the pressure gauge. So to get the pressure gauge, you're first going to have to go down, follow the steps that I am here, go all the way down here to this giant bus near Lily's Flowers, and then you're going to take the sprocket off the top of this hose faucet right here. Then after that, you're going to make your way all the way over to the bowling alley, which you can see is right near PhD down the stairs. So once you put the sprocket onto the little pressure gauge there, you're going to want to wait either at the beginning of a round, or if a nuke spawns, you're going to want to start it as a nuke spawns. The reason for this is because if you do, you will get extra time to be able to be on that spout to turn it, so that it will pop the pressure gauge off, and then you can take that. If you guys are having trouble, because this is one of the more difficult steps of it, especially if you're doing it solo, which is why you brought decoys and why you have your field upgrade. By now you should have it charged. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold your interact button on it to start it at the end of the round or when you get a nuke, and then it's going to start going up. You'll see that spiders will start coming toward you, and so will zombies at some point. So what you're going to want to do is defend the best you can. If you can't stay on it, that's fine. Run off it. It will not go down that fast. And then you're going to want to throw your decoy grenade. Your decoy grenade is going to get them off you for a couple seconds, and then you're going to go back, straight back to it. Don't even bother fighting them. It's not even going to be worth it. As soon as that happens, they're going to start running at you again. You have a little bit left. You're going to pop your Aether Shroud, as I do here, and then you're going to hold on to the valve again, and then you're going to be done with this step, and you'll see a part shoot out of the sprocket right there, and you'll get the pressure gauge for the jet gun. The next part you can get in one of two ways. You can either wait till round 11 for a mangler to spawn, or you can just craft an arm cannon at the crafting bench. If you're not high enough level, you're going to have to opt for going for the mangler arm, which you can get at round 11, as I said. A mangler will spawn on round 11 guaranteed, but you want to make sure that you shoot him in the arm cannon specifically. As you see here, I shoot him in the head, and he will not drop the arm cannon because I did not specifically shoot him in the arm cannon to knock it off. And because of that, he did not drop one for me, as you can see here. So what I ended up doing, since I now realized that you cannot just kill it and get one, I ran all the way over to the crafting bench and just ended up crafting one, and then did it that way. Once you've obtained the mangler cannon, you can now head your way toward the radio store, which is down a little past Ollie's Comics down here through the alleyway. It's also right next to the mystery box if it spawned over here for you guys, if that helps. So you're going to take out your mangler cannon, and you're going to shoot the front door, and it's going to unlock the door. Once the door is unlocked, you can go inside and find these little piles, and then dig through all of them, and eventually you will find the electrical piece. I found mine on my first shot, but there are multiple piles in there to find. Once you have all three pieces of the jet gun, you can now return to the motel to build it. After you've built it, you can pick it up, and then you're going to need to use this gun to pick up 3 pieces with the suck ability. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick it up and go to Ollie's Comics. Once you're in Ollie's Comics, you can look into the ceiling, and you'll see a part floating right here, and then you can use it and then pick it up. The second piece, you're going to want to jump on top of this truck right here, and then look in the window, and then use the suck ability again. And the final piece is going to be in the church where you saw it next to Panos when you were listening to him go on in dialogue. Once you've picked up the final piece for the LTG device, you can now make your way toward the graveyard so that you can get on top of the bank roof. Once you're on top of the bank roof, you can now craft the LTG device with a crafting bench that is up there in the top left corner. After you're done crafting it, you can pick it up, and then we can move on to the next step.
No, we just need a proper workbench.
How does this LTG thing work?
Once the team active.
Now is where our pistols are going to come into play. We're going to grab our pistols that you can get in the spawn area since you made a loadout for them. You're then going to pick them up, and then you're going to replace it with whatever bullet weapon you came in with. And then after you have that, you're going to want them to, at the bare minimum, be at least pack punch 1. And then you're also going to want to make sure you have PhD, because you don't want to accidentally down yourself when using these pistols, because they do turn into explosive bullets. You can also get Jug and Speed Cola, as you see I have, and any other perks that are necessary for you. But by the end of this, we are going to have all the perks. After you've packed your pistols and you have PhD, you are now good to come back into the church and pick up this little canister out of the machine. It's going to remove your ability to sprint, but that's alright. You will be faster than the zombie, so you can just walk and bring it all the way down to this trap, as you'll see I'm doing here. You don't have to put it directly on the trap, but it is going to need to be in the range of the trap down here. So just put it down right as I do right here, and then you're good to move on to the next step. So after you went and placed that canister down, you're now going to hold your interact button right here, and it's going to start a mini holdout event. What you're going to want to do is you're going to need to defend this for a solid minute and do not let zombies touch it. If zombies touch it, the health of it will go down. It should be easy to do, especially if you have the wonder weapon still. So you'll just be able to walk around, do as I'm doing, and then defend it for a solid minute. After that 1 minute is up, you're going to notice that a boss zombie spawns out of it. You do not want to kill him. You're going to want to put him down to low health, and then you're going to want to lure him to where I placed that canister earlier. You're then going to activate the trap and kill him while he is in range of the trap. After he dies, his essence is going to go into the canister and a max ammo will spawn. Grab your max ammo, grab the canister, and then quickly make your way back to the church, as it is going to be a timed event to get the canister back to the church. If you don't do it in time, you'll have to start again. So you're going to have to bring it back to the church, put it in, and then you will be set to start the next phase. So once you put your canister into this machine, you're going to see a little Strauss counter come out of it. You're going to then pick up the Strauss counter, and then you're going to make your way where I do to PhD, and you're going to see this little projector here. Now, this step can be a little confusing, so try to bear with me. If you hold your tactical out, you're going to see the color yellow on my end. It's not always this color, it can be a different color. But because this is yellow, you're going to want to interact with this and make it yellow. Once it's yellow, you can now move on to the next one. The next one I make it to is actually green. So because this one is green, I'm going to actually make this one red. So you're going to go and cycle through all of them, and you're going to make this one red. Again, could be different for you, as it is randomized through all games. And then the last one is going to be on the roof of the bank, which you can then drop down to, and then you're going to put in the color that corresponds, which for me is yellow. After you put in all the colors, you're going to see the beam start arcing after a couple seconds, which you will see here. And once you see that, you now know that the canister is unlocked. So you can now make your way back towards spawn, and there's going to be a little container, which is going to be housing the canister. You're just going to wait a couple seconds near it, and it's going to deactivate the little purple gas, and you're going to be able to pick up the canister. And once you pick up the canister, you're actually going to just walk it a couple feet over here on top of this trap and place it right here as I do. So now that we've activated that canister and it is now down on the trap, what we are going to do is we are going to put the fire ammo mod on our pistols. The reason for this is because the abominations take massive amounts of damage to this, and as do the manglers. So this is going to help us in the long run. After this, we have to go up to grab the LTG device from the first time we did it. So if you remember when we went and fought that mangler and put him into a canister, we held the interact button to place down a little LTG device. We're now going to go up there and interact to pick it up and then bring it back down to the other storm cloud all the way down by the box. So after you grab the canister and you come back down, you're going to interact with this right here, and it's going to set another standoff phase where you have to last for a minute, protecting this from the zombies that are running into it. After you're done and you've actually protected this for a minute, a new zombie is going to spawn. It's either going to be a mangler if you fought an abomination the first time, or it's going to be an abomination if you fought a mangler the first time. For example, I fought a mangler first, which is why this one is an abomination. After you have him weak on health, you're going to want to get the trap set up, and you're going to want to activate the trap where you put the canister previously. So now you're going to kill him over the trap, you're going to grab your max ammo right there, and you're also going to grab that canister and quickly rush it up to the church. Now the final step that is left to do would be the holdout, which you have to do is go hold X on the machine, but I do not recommend doing this yet, as you can totally set yourself up to be set for the rest of this run. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure your gun is gold if you can. You're going to want to make sure that you have all your perks that you feel comfortable with going into this with. You're going to want to make sure you have a self-revive just in case, and you're also going to want to make sure you have a mutant injection. A mutant injection is very good score streak for this fight, especially because it can basically skip a whole phase of this fight, which is huge. So what you're going to want to do is wait until like round 29, get all the points you need, anything you need, and then you're going to pack through your pistols. You're going to make sure you have everything. You don't need to pack punch the wonder weapon, but if you do, that's extra. But after that, you're going to end up starting the fight, and then you're going to be placed into a holdout where you have to survive. From here on out, it's not rocket science. It's just shoot zombies and survive. It's not that difficult, especially if you have the fire ammo mod on your pistols, as it does a lot of damage to the manglers and the abomination that you will see. The mutant injection you can use if there's a panic situation and you just panic and you think you're going to die. You can bring anything else that you need into this, but you really don't need all that much for this fight, as you can see here. So once you've done the first phase, you'll notice that you will see a armor power-up spawn on the left side. There is no timer on this power-up. It will stay as long as you need it, so don't feel pressured into grabbing it just because you think it's going to go away.
Just as you promised.
During the second round, it's going to up the ante a little bit. It's going to spawn manglers, but it's going to spawn a special mangler that is very tanky. It is an elite one. So this one should not be too difficult, especially, again, if you have the fire ammo mod on your weapon. It will melt through him, I promise. As you can see here, I'm actually melting through him pretty good with these pistols. Kill him in at least a mag of each of the pistols, and you'll know that this phase is over when you see the max ammo spawn right here next to me, as you see here. For this final phase, it's going to be super easy, especially if you've made it this far. All you have to do is you have to fight a now elite abomination, which is going to be super easy because all you need to do is pull out your mutant injection, and then you can just sit there and melee him until he is down. Once he's down, you're going to be kicked out of your mutant injection and you're going to be knocked on purpose. This is supposed to happen, and then you will have completed the Easter egg. If this was helpful to one of you guys out there, as I hope it was, consider hitting the like and or subscribe button or notification bell just to keep updated if I upload new videos. If there's anything you guys specifically would like to see, whether it be calling card challenges or whatever it may be, let me know in the comments, and then I will talk to you guys next time I do a video. So, on that one, I hope you guys enjoyed, and on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Alpha team, how copy?
See ya!
Somebody tell me what just happened. Any station this net, what is your status? Tennis, if you've heard them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part.
Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here.
Bonus points. Bonus points.